Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom reviews. You can see by the title below, this is on episode 11 of Alderamin in the Sky. And yes, I said episode 11, which means there's only 2 episodes left in the season. And honestly, that sucks because I enjoyed this episode, and like, if they could just expand it to even like up to 15 or 16 episodes, 14 would be even okay. Then honestly, I would feel that this arc would end in, really well. But from what I see, I have a feeling it's going to be rushed like crazy. These next 2 episodes are going to be probably most of the battle, most of, the morale thing going up, as I'm going to talk about a little bit later on. And of course, the finale where you guys were talking about how they took something out of the first arc at the ending. So you guys said they'll probably be putting it at the end. So they'll probably put it somewhere in the 13th episode, which means that these next 2 episodes, I have a feeling, are going to be rushed like crazy to conclude this arc, which honestly sucks. If only, I really hate when animes have only 12 episodes. It's really just not enough time to expand on this full story kind of thing. You have rushed moments, not as much character development. Literally, if we had 24 episodes, I could definitely see, more than just me liking a certain couple characters. We'd have more characters with more development, more growth for all of them, and in my opinion, and it would be pretty much just one of my top favorite animes probably. I still enjoy this anime, I still like it, and who knows, maybe I'll read the light novel later on in the future, as you guys say that it is way better than the anime, and so far I have liked the anime, so maybe I will read the light novels. But overall, how do I feel about this episode? What happened this episode? This episode, we finally do get a bunch of action in this one. We get a battle starting, we get to see Ita trying to figure out what he's going to do against the unsleeping Shining Knight, to which of course it doesn't go on a crazy strategic tactical kind of level of what they're kind of trying to do. It does go a little back and forth, and Ita does come out not really on top. Pretty much none of them come out on top, except Ita, I would still say, is more on the downside. Obviously, come on, they only have a small ass army. I think he said 600 something plus a couple 100 something Synax or something against what? I think he said I don't even know, a huge thousands of the army has. What is he supposed to do really? So pretty much what happens in this one, I definitely enjoy this episode for the fact that it shows the reality, the cruel reality of war. Definitely shows the impact and emotions that go through how everyone is affected. Every single character in this episode, in this anime, has been affected in some way that honestly they did not know was possible before. You see Matthew when he got shot, when he was talking about everything, he was like, they've literally been winning every single battle because they just follow Ita and everything goes well. They have not seen anything bad happen yet, until finally this one happens where they're pretty much all dying in this, not all dying, but a bunch of them had died. They had to be pushed back, they lost that battle, and everything just looks like it's going to go bad. They still only have even less people now, and the enemy still is thousands people still, yeah, and they still have an enemy, the unsleeping Shining Knight, who is this super smart guy that's obviously, it's not going to be good. There's still some people, obviously, as you saw, the captain was scared of the ghost coming from behind or something as well, which obviously, as you see at the end of the episode, gonna be what's gonna happen, which is not a good time considering everyone in the in their army the morale is down right now because of what happened. I definitely enjoyed how our main character Ito, he's not just they're not just making it so he's this amazing character straight off the bat where he's commanding his units, his men, and they literally win a battle up front, easy going, no hard decisions kind of thing. You see, he has to make these hard decisions. That's what war is. Sometimes you have to take this one decision and you just have to go with it. Sure, it's going to have bad, this one may have bad decisions for that, or this one may have bad decisions for that. In the end, you just got to follow what you think is right and just go with it. And that's what he does in this one. Too bad, honestly, it sucks that, the Synax are not, with the military. They have no military training, so it makes sense that when they end up fighting in this battle, they end up just rushing on ahead. Nana doesn't even listen to Yutori at all, and because of that, it gets them into a bad situation where it's a trap made by the unsleeping Shining Knight, to which it looks like it's going to be dire, and Ita has to, pretty much figure out what is he going to do. Is he going to send his men in to protect the Synax and get them all out, or is he gonna do the most people would do the logical thing of bringing your people back, letting the Synax die, and even with that, you'd be able to use the cannons. Right now, you can't use the cannons because you have wounded people. You have the Synax up in the front. So the only thing you could do is either push forward, save the Synax, and sacrifice your position, or sacrifice the Synax and just somehow keep fighting. But you pretty much obviously lose all the Synax, which is not something Ita wants to do. Yotori did help in making that decision. As you can see, she was just going to push up. She assumed that Ita was going to go in, and they have like this, connection. Obviously, I love that in this. They also love the connection, the way they know each other and way they know they can pretty much unspoken communication. I love the way they portray it in this episode, and then end it with showing, what was it? Let me see. I got the whole what he said pretty much. He says at the end, of course, after, Suya's pretty much talking about, to Yotori, if you had the orders to kill Ita, would you do it? And of course, Yotori pretty much says that, she's 300 years late because of her whole family kind of thing. They will literally, if they're ordered to do something, they will do it. They will not disobey an order at all. So even though Ita is, obviously means a lot to Yotori, she says right here, Ita asks her, hey Yotori, when you're ordered to kill me, if you can't refuse it, how are you going to do it? She, of course, says, first I will do everything I can to kill Yotori. She, killing her soul. She'll rip her soul out, grind it to powder, and throw that powder on the flame so that she'll never come to life. So pretty much what she's saying is that she's going to pretty much, there's no way that she can kill him because of how close they are together. How she would not be able to do it. If she does it, it's going to she's no longer going to be Yotori after that point. And to which, of course, she can't disobey an order because of her, pretty much her upbringing and how she is with the family. And you could definitely see how hard it is, like, it's going to be for her. To have her say that kind of stuff, that means that he really means a lot to her. And after that, he says, then until the moment two blades sever my neck, I'll think about how I lost you. And honestly, that was like an emotional part. I was like, wow. Like, I don't know if later on in the light novel, this kind of situation might come up, or this did come up already and something had to happen, but I can only imagine like how strong that scene would have to be. Like, this scene honestly is my favorite scene in the episode, how strong those words were came off of. It was literally amazing in my opinion. And of course, that was pretty much what happened in the episode. Like I said, the beginning part was, of course, the battle. They're gonna fight them off and everything ended up going bad. Ita makes a decision. Suya, I understand why she is so mad, honestly. I definitely understand. She's wondering why, they had to sacrifice their men, their own people, to save the Synax. Right after, like just yesterday, they were fighting each other, killing each other. And now they have to, defend them. I definitely understand what Suya is going for, but she's also got to understand that, like, you can't just leave. Ita couldn't just leave the Synax to die like that, and obviously she doesn't understand that. It makes sense. Obviously, these people were close to her. They looked up to Ita as a commander and followed his orders. And honestly, that's another big reason why the next episode is going to be so good, because it's going to have to be where Ita has to raise the morale of everyone. Everyone in the camp is probably, their morale is super low. They're against the odds, against like thousands of people. Not only that, is that the Ghost Squad is going to be coming up from behind as well. I can only imagine what's going through everyone's head, how everyone is feeling right now. Literally every single of our characters, sure, they did, none of the main characters ended up dying in this one. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but it's obviously definitely shows. I love the way that they're affected by how this battle ended up being, considering they've never been in this kind of situation before. Ita, literally, it probably helped his decision in going, not just Yotori, but also because, what affected him in a previous episode with Kana. He was not able to save her. He feels like he ended up, betraying her and letting her die. That is pretty much the big reason why he goes to save Nana and the Synax. And honestly, like, literally so far in this anime, if they had way more episodes, I feel that the development for future episodes, the growth, the build-up of all the characters, everything in the scenes would honestly be so much better than it is at the moment. But that's pretty much what we have to deal with. 13 episodes. I'm definitely excited to see how the next episode will be. The next episode will probably be him getting the morale up, dealing with the ghosts. Maybe have to deal with attack on two sides. The continuation of the battle will probably be into the 13th episode where it end, and then of course probably show either a cliffhanger to what's going to happen if there is a season 2, or just a cliffhanger for you to go end up watching a light novel or read the light novel, or of course end up something like I said before, it's probably going to have that ending of the first arc that you guys were talking about that was so important that they didn't end up putting in the end, and they'll probably end up putting it here. So that's definitely something to look forward to. I'm definitely happy with how this episode went. I feel it could have been done better if it had more episodes, kind of thing, this whole arc in general. But it's still, with just what the episodes they have, it honestly was a really good episode to show the cruel reality of war, to show every single character impacted by this event. And honestly, I can't wait to see how things will unfold in these next 2 episodes and how everything will conclude with this whole season. Will there be a second season? Probably not, in my opinion. If it does, I definitely welcome it, but I don't see it happening, to be honest. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy it, give a like. And if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. Really just help the channel. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. So till next time, see ya.